Attention viewer, you are watching the world's biggest monster truck diecast YouTube channel. This is Monster Jam OCD.
Well, hello Monster Jam fans, and welcome back to another Monster Jam OCD video. Today, it is something quite special, and I know I say that a lot when I'm doing something out of the ordinary for a review, but today really is something special. When I say that, I mean this set of trucks that I received today are some of the most ultimate rare trucks that exist and that I own, period. There's really only two other trucks that I'm still searching for that match the rarity of these two combined. And before I get into really the details and everything, I want to thank Taneon and Rood and his father for allowing this to happen. They were actually the ones who traded me these two trucks for a Bakugan Toy Fair truck. They know my channel. They wanted to continue to preserve the collecting community and the big collectors and the big pieces like these. So without them, absolutely none of this would be possible. So I can't even thank them enough, and I want to shout them out. Also, if you are interested or looking for rare trucks to purchase, Taneon actually has his own Facebook group. I will leave a link in the description below, so please go check it out. If you guys have Facebook and you're in monster collecting, you would probably like this group as well if you want to purchase trucks or meet other collectors. And if you guys have been following my channel for a while now, or actually not really that long, if you just know my channel or my Instagram, you know that my collection has become something I wanted to complete for Hot Wheels Monster Jam. Up to this point, I have almost collected every single variation of every single truck that's ever been produced by Mattel Hot Wheels Monster Jam. So I have a lot of different things happening, but the main focus of, I think it was 2018 when I started really hardcore collecting again. In 2018, I had this inspiration to just finish the collection, and that meant going after everything that's ever been produced, besides the trucks you'll see today. These really were never factored in. I swear I say that a lot, like Skatazoids and stuff, but these specific 3 or 4 trucks I'll mention today, 2 of them you'll see today, were never allowed in my collection because I knew there was absolutely almost a 0% chance I would ever own them. And that sucks because there's a reason they call me OCD, and that's because I love to have a complete set. And having a complete collection really is the motivation, or my OCD is really the motivation behind completing this collection. OCD is just my nickname of what my parents and my family called me when I was younger. Like 2008, that name really started to become a real thing. And then I think 2010 is when we started the YouTube channel for it. So they called me that long before, and it really it shows when I do things like this, trying to complete things. Now I really have to finish because these are now pushing me into the world of employee trucks by Mattel, and there's only 4 of them. One of them is a 124 scale. I'm not sure if I want to go after that. I don't really do 124, but it would be nice to have it. But regardless of that, I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at one more employee truck. But let's get into the scale of rarity that we're talking here today. I'm going to kind of give a theoretical pyramid style. So we'll think of like a pyramid, and we'll think of it with like a flat top. And then on top of the flat top, there's a smaller triangle that connects to the top of that. And that's where these trucks that you see today lie in. Their tiny little triangle at the top. So we start at the base here with things I would consider of this rarity scale. BKT, Carolina Crusher with the 2015 paint scheme. Some of the then and now pack trucks like Samson, Black Stallion, and then we start to move up a little bit into things like the playset exclusive new tool Shock Therapy, and the same thing goes for Virginia Giant new tool. And then we also have things like the 2007 WWE trucks, the specifically Undertaker, the USA variant of Rey Mysterio, and the Triple H. And then we step into the world of the notably rare trucks. And the most notable truck I think of the modern era would be Exterminator. And I would say some of those then and now trucks do fit into this category. Maybe some older variants of trucks that are rare, but you know, it's Exterminator is really the leading one of the rarity scale. This was the first and only 1 of 1,000 certain amount units produced World Finals truck, and actually the only truck that we know of as a set 1,000 units by Mattel Monster Jam. So World Finals 10, at this level, I really would say this is on its own at this level. So World Finals 10, we're getting more expensive, we're getting more rare as we move up, but then we move into the next level of rarity, and that is this level. And another one that's kind of on its own level is the blue Edge Glow Roll Cage Full Bore. And this truck is really, really rare. And this is actually one I factored out of my collection back. These three are the highest tier before we move to the top tier of the publicly released trucks. And those three are obviously the West 49 Canadian exclusive 2009 Skatazoids. And all three of them, I would consider them all three equally rare, although I've seen that I think recently it's been the green one or the yellow one that's been harder to find. But blue, I would say blue is most common, but when I say most common, it's not like you can just go to eBay and see one of these. When they do pop up, it's most likely going to be a blue one. This is the 2016 Farewell Tour Pink Medusa, and this is an Australian only release, very limited amounts. There's only, what I know of, there's about 16 in the world that we've seen, that we know of, that we've documented in our community. There is obviously far more than that, but they could have been used in, by kids, destroyed. So when I say 16, I mean well-documented, mint condition, at least good condition trucks for the Farewell Tour Pink Medusa. Regardless of that, again, this is one you can't just go on eBay and look for, because these are truly some of the rarest trucks in the world. So the pink Farewell Tour Medusa, which, by the way, that just means the decal on the roof. It's literally just this decal that makes this truck 10 times rarer than most of these trucks on this desk right now. But we reached the top of the pyramid, and now we are going beyond that to the triangular top. And this is really the rarest, and it starts at the base, which I would consider to be the two trucks today, which are the 2004 MBK birthday employee trucks. And these, as we can assume, we don't have confirmation, but I'm assuming, and it's pretty obvious, these were likely given away to employees for their birthday. Again, no formal writing of this. You don't get any formal statements when you buy these, which, by the way, you can't really do that because they are just incredibly rare. I've only seen over the last 11 years 2 of these pop up on eBay, but the Big Hub one is something you never, ever see. I only know that Taneon has one, actually 3. I have one of his now. So he had 4 before, but now he has 3. I have 1, and Brian Patton has 1 of the Big Hub. Besides that, I have never seen one on eBay before. I've only seen this one, and I would consider this probably the rarest piece in my entire collection right now. So the Big Hub Happy Birthday MBK truck, which, by the way, MBK is actually the Mattel Bangkok Limited factory. It's basically where they produce, I don't really know, but I think it's where they produce most of the Hot Wheels monster trucks and Hot Wheels diecast, and I think Barbie too, and some other brands, very popular names of Mattel. I think that's their main factory plant. So they just kind of have the necessities there to just build whatever they want. And they were making customized trucks for their employees for their birthdays. And because it was 2004, some other history, 2004 was actually the year when they went from small hub to big hub. But about a quarter of the year was made in small hub form. And then the last 3 quarters of the year was made in big hub. And yes, that applied to the employee trucks. They were making the exclusives for employees only. They did the same thing to the employee trucks. That's just insane. So to see these two together is not a common sight. Here are the graphics. I love how they're hand drawn. It really shows the time period. 2004 obviously was what we consider one of the golden ages of Hot Wheels Monster Jam. So you can see the graphics quality is clear as day. You have Happy Birthday, and then you have some cool graphics, some balloons, party blower, some rainbows, a lot of color, really bright and happy truck, really awesome. Teddy bear, some presents, these little round guys. I'm not sure what they're supposed to be, but they have arms and legs and party hats on. They have a balloon that says happy in the shape of a heart. It is the Astrovan tooling, another awesome piece of history. And then we have MBK birthday with a piece of cake, a giant cake, and a birthday present. And there's obviously the year there, 2004, with a rainbow, a clear windshield. And by the way, shout out to Taneon and his father for keeping these in pristine condition. There is not a single scratch on that windshield, and that is a very hard thing to prevent. These really are just, I can't believe how good of condition they've kept these for the last 16 years of their existence. And then we have MBK, a rainbow split into 2 rainbows, Mattel logo, Hot Wheels logo from 2004, and then birthday. And then on this side, it says, hope you have a B-Day as special you are. A little bit of broken English, same thing here, happy every time. It's kind of a silly thing, but it is pretty cool to see them making their own trucks in English. As you can see, they did have Taiwanese written there, so they did do most of it in English though. And then we have a faded rainbow in the back, and then a actually solid rainbow here. These two guys, and then a star, a sun, and some more presents, and then a red roll cage. And for this specific model, white small hub rims, and then a metal-based chassis. And then the big hub truck has slightly darker graphics, but besides that, they are the same exact graphics that we just saw. A little more clear, I would say, and defined for this truck. And there you go. So you can see all the truck colors, and just these pieces are really a highlight of the collection, not only because they're rare, but also because of the colors. They are really bright. And then you can see a red roll cage, and then these kind of a dark yellow big hub rims for this big hub edition of the truck. We don't really know how many there are in the world. I mean, there could have been hundreds of them made, but after they gave them to their kids, or their kids played with them, you know, how many really exist in good, at least decent condition? Who knows? But for them to exist in pristine mint condition like this is just uncommon, and it really shows dedication. And I want to thank again Taneon and Steve Rood, who are the Guinness Book of World Record holders for their collection, the founders of the modern day community. Without them, we really wouldn't have as much knowledge and as tight-knit of a community as we have without them. They started a lot of what you see today, and they don't get much credit, and I actually didn't know about them until recently, but I'm so glad they're friends with me. I'm so glad they're in our community still and continuing to collect now again. Thank you so much to both of you one more time, and I hope you guys enjoyed this very exclusive video. This is not something that you will commonly see on this channel. I hope to one day complete my collection. The last trucks I actually really need, well, I guess one, because one is just beyond the limit of rare. It's actually impossible. But the one final truck I'm gunning for would be the Mattel Bangkok 2002 1 million truck. And that is to commemorate their 1 millionth monster truck produced at the factory. It will not be easy, and it's not going to be anytime soon. Thank you for watching. Thank you to everyone who's made my collection possible, and I appreciate every single one of you guys. I'll see you guys next time. This is Reiner Monster OCD, signing out.